As today is Monday, October 14th, 2024. Silver is just north of $31 per ounce, and gold is hovering around $2,650 per ounce. We're finally getting to the other side of Hurricane Milton. Gas is trickling back in. The lines are getting smaller at the gas stations, and more of them are starting to have fuel present. Shelters still got people in them though. A byproduct of this storm has been flooding, which has just allowed the post office here to reopen on Saturday. Of course, today's a federal holiday, so they're closed again today, but will be open tomorrow. FedEx is running though today. So flooding was epic with this storm, and we're still reeling from that. Material is going to start trickling back in. APs are going to start shipping material into Central Florida again starting today. They held off last week, which I don't blame them. I would have done the exact same thing, if not even wait a little bit longer. When I say APs for our newbies, that means authorized purchasers from the U.S. Mint. So the big boys and gals. And so that's what's happening here. We're going to start having new material trickle in that we can retail here in the store, because we kind of got tapped out as we were kind of isolated by the storms, Helene and then Milton. And then we're keeping an eye on whatever this thing is out in the Atlantic that's headed our way. Hopefully it doesn't turn into another cyclone. But it looks like we're going to get a bunch of rain from it, which sucks because Florida really is very, very, very saturated right now. But it is Monday, so I thought we would do a premiums and inventory update right now. Really no changes in premiums from last week, but we will run them through you one more time for you guys and gals. Let's start Gold Eagles, Tim. 1 ounce Gold Eagles. We're buying them for the spot price of gold and selling them at the spot price plus 4%. 1 ounce Gold Buffaloes, we're buying them for the spot price of gold plus 1%, selling at the spot price plus 5%. Fractional Gold Eagles, we're buying them at 1/10 ounce, we're buying at melt plus 4%, selling at melt plus 11%. And 1/4 ounce Gold Eagles, we're buying at melt plus 2%. And selling at melt plus 9%. 1/2 ounce Gold Eagles, we're buying at melt and selling at melt plus 7%. Now for the Gold Eagles and the Gold Buffaloes, all sizes, these prices are for retail friendly BU material, not jewelry pieces or pocket pieces. So foreign gold and gold bars up to 1 ounce, we buy at the spot price, 98% of the spot price or 98% of melt, whichever makes sense. So this includes like your gold maple leafs, your Krugerrands, kangaroos, pandas, koalas, all that type of material. And then your older foreign gold too, such as pesos and ducats and coronas and francs and marks and sovereigns and the like. So lira is another one that we see quite a bit of. So those coins, we also pay 98% of melt. If you're unsure of the difference between melt and spot and when to use each, please check out the video that Tim has pinned to the top of this channel, and also embedded as a link in the description of this video. It's a great tutorial on how to use both and when to use both. And if you're trading in fractional precious metals, you really do need to understand the difference. All right, graded Morgans, Tim. We got MS63s at $70, MS64s at $90, and MS65s at $165. These are for NGC and PCGS graded Morgan silver dollars. Common date 1878 to 1904. Common date Morgan dollars. You will see various levels of toning on these coins, and you'll see various generational holders from our friends at NGC or PCGS. But again, these are random common date PCGS and NGC graded Morgan silver dollars. If you'd like to purchase any of those, please reach out to the shop and Tim will be happy to help. Christmas is coming, and these are great Christmas gifts. And these are one of our more popular coins in the shop right now. All right, generic silver. We have some off-quality foreign silver. What you see there is what we got. It's a mix of 1 ounce to 2 ounce pieces. And so what is this? It's going to be like milky, scratched up, random pieces that came in onesie, twosie across the counter. We just verify them and throw them in the bucket. Nothing that we can make solid date retail friendly tubes of. So if you're interested in this type of material, we'll sell to you at the spot price of silver per ounce. Same with the off quality 1 ounce silver rounds. If you're interested in these, we will sell them to you at the spot price of silver per ounce. So again, this is going to be for milky, scratched up material. Or again, some material may not look too bad, but it was this onesie twosie stuff that came in across the counter that we did not have a home for it. So this is all off quality, random material that is stuff that came in across the counter. So we buy this stuff at the spot price of silver minus $1, and we sell it at the spot price of silver. Same with the 5 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars, kilo bars, and 100 ounce bars. All this material is random, guys and girls. If you like to buy any, we will sell it to you at the spot price of silver per ounce. What I want to say about this. So this is why inventory levels last. I have quite a few 10 ounce bars. I think we got 50 or 60 10 ounce bars. Before we get into the distributor source material, if we blow through those 50 or 60 10 ounce bars, then we get into distributor source material, and then that will increase the price. But while I'm still selling material that we purchase locally across the counter, material that has put me in an over position on our stack here for the shop, we will sell those at the spot price of silver per ounce and buy them at the spot price minus $1 per ounce. If you would like us to ship you any of this material, we'll be happy to do so. We do have a 20 ounce minimum shipping order though. So if you want to ship generic silver, understand that it's going to be at least 20 ounces going out. And yeah, so now over here, we got 1 ounce silver bars, random silver bars, junk 90, and solid design retail friendly tubes of 1 ounce silver rounds. We buy this material at the spot price of silver minus $1 per ounce, and we sell it for the spot price of silver plus 50 cents per ounce. That's for your junk 90, so your 1964 and before silver dimes, silver quarters, and silver half dollars. This includes your Roosevelts, your Mercurys, your Washington quarters, your 1964 JFKs, Franklin halves, and Walking Liberty half dollars. Again, this is all for retail friendly material. If you would like us to ship you this material, remember again, 20 ounces of generic at least per order, or 30 face value of junk 90. Let's make it worth your while and ours to ship it for you guys and gals. Remember, given our margins, we do charge for shipping. It's just the way it is, but we try to get you as close to actual shipping costs as possible. All right, Tim. Off quality 1 ounce American Silver Eagles. We got so many, I had to put them in a burlap. Once I get to 500, I'll ship them someplace to get rid of them. So if you guys and gals want to buy these off quality American Silver Eagles, we are selling them at the spot price plus $2 per ounce. And we're buying them at the spot price plus 50 cents per ounce. We're selling them for the spot price plus $2 per ounce. Again, 20 ounce order if you want us to ship. If you like to come into the shop, you can buy as few or as many as you like. Again, these are all random material. It's going to be a mix of type 1 and type 2 stuff. This is going to be off quality material. Most of it is going to have milk spots on it of various sizes. Could be some surface abrasions, colorized Silver Eagles, overly toned, scruffy material that I do not consider retail friendly. All right. And then that leaves us with solid date tubes of retail friendly American Silver Eagles. So these are going to be tubes that every coin in the tube is the exact same date. They're going to be retail friendly. So this type of material we buy at the spot price plus $2.50 per ounce, and we sell them for the spot price plus $4 per ounce. And that's for solid date retail friendly tubes of American Silver Eagles. All right, Tim, how do we accept payment? We accept cash, wire, Zelle, personal checks up to $5,000. We do hold the checks up to 2 weeks before we ship. And we also accept scrap metal. So we accept scrap gold jewelry, 10 karat, 14, 18, 22 karat jewelry, other carats too. If it's jewelry you just don't wear anymore, you can't wear, it's broken, you don't like it, it's from your baby's mama, you bring it in, we will cash it out for you at 90% of the value, or you can put it towards trade 90% of its value for stackable precious metals, if that is what you're interested in doing. We got a lot of people that are taking advantage of this opportunity right now, and it's about half and half, people who are changing it out for stackable precious metals versus people who are just cashing out. That also includes sterling silver flatware, tableware, hollowware, sterling silver rounds, and tea sets too. So if you have sterling silver material, excluding jewelry, we're not taking sterling silver jewelry at 90%. This material we are buying at 90% of its value. So that 90% is determined by its purity, its weight, and the precious metal price at the time that it arrives or you're bringing it in. Now remember, we're in the state of Florida. So the state of Florida looks at these items and considers them to be secondhand goods. So we do need a copy of your ID or driver's license to go along with these transactions. So please, if you're mailing it in, please include that in with your purchase or with your submission. And if you're coming into the shop, please make sure you have your ID ready and available for us, because we are required by law to have that at the time of the transaction. It's just the way it is. So I think that covers it, Tim. Did I miss anything?
When I send you a purchase order, please respond back with your mail to address. It doesn't matter if it's your first time working with us or your 100th time or any other kind of number. Please send me your mail to address.
Yep, that's right. That's important. Another thing that I would say on the American Silver Eagles, understand that right now in the industry, everything retail is really kind of dead. All right, that's just the way it is. I belong to several wholesale trading forums, and I'm seeing material that used to trade regularly, not even trading anymore, lots being withdrawn. So when we have Silver Eagles coming in, for example, and coming in tubes, I look at them, and if I start to see milk spots, even if they're relatively small milk spots, they're considered off quality. Even if they're solid day tubes, even if they're tubes that you bought and never did anything with, didn't even look at. If they're not strap boxes of Silver Eagles, and we're going through and we start seeing milk spots, automatically off quality, whether they're like completely big old splotches or just little pin shaped head milk spots. And the reason being is because the wholesale market is dead. All right, and for us to be able to wholesale material like this to get money moving, it has to be exactly what we're advertising it as. It can't be milky. It has to be BU retail friendly material. So we're running into that often. People are coming in with their Silver Eagles and not understanding that, well, you know, I bought these tubes. They're sealed. They're you know, I never looked at them. Yeah, but they got milky. Or they got milk spots on them, and that automatically just drops them to the off-quality pricing point. And unfortunately, it's just a byproduct of the minting process. It's nothing that you did or the person or company that you bought them from did. Over time, that's what these things do, is they get milky, and or they can get milky, or they can tone up on you. It's just, that's silver. But at the same time, if they do start to exhibit those types of surface characteristics, it does drop them into the off-quality price point. We're seeing wholesalers offering Silver Eagles at $2.50 to $3 over and not being able to sell them. So that's how finicky this market has become, because retail largely is dead right now. And understandably so. People are strapped for cash. The metals prices are fairly high, so there's not a lot of money jumping in right now for those two reasons, understandably so. The Southeast is probably worse off than some of the other areas because of the storm, damage that we've been accruing over the last month. Also because of huge rate hikes in our insurance and our real estate taxes. People are getting crushed. So there's not as much money coming into the market as there used to be, which is totally understandable. You know, we're well aware of those problems, but at the same time, it makes decision making really critical when it comes to pricing material, whether it's off quality or whether it's retail friendly. It just is what it is. And we're seeing that definitely in the wholesale market. A lot of the wholesalers are even pulling their bids. They're on certain items. They're not even buying anymore on items that were regularly routine SKUs that they would trade back and forth, just because there is little to no action right now at that level. So it's frustrating in one sense, but kind of freeing in another, in the sense that, well, we really truly understand everything is really focused on right now just its intrinsic value. Not everything, but a lot of things. So that makes it a lot easier on our side when it comes to processing and trying to sell material. Tim and I get asked weekly, probably 3 or 4 times a week, hey, when are you going to do another buy it now video? When are you going to do those, because we love those? It's like, well, we like doing them, and they were fast moving for the most part, but the reality is a lot of that stuff was the more unique one-off type material that would come into the shop. The stuff's not worth anything more than its metal value anymore, so we're just pumping it out with all the other generic silver that we get in, just because it really at this point is worth the same. So there's really no point in trying to sell all this other like what you consider slightly higher premium or more unique stuff in a one-off type sale event, when we're just pushing it out as generic bullion. And a lot of that stuff that type of material that we were selling as a buy it now video, as it's coming in, if we're not getting buyers for it, it's just going to the refineries and getting burned now. So it's, we're selling massive amounts of 999 silver bullion to the refineries right now, just to keep it moving, because there's a lot more coming in across the counter than there are people buying it. Tim, how long have we been selling 10-ounce bars at spot?
Oh gosh,
Probably at least a month.
Maybe 2 months.
Maybe 2 months now. All right, look, I can't buy those from wholesalers for spot. I'm selling them for less than what I can source them from the wholesalers, but selling them for more than what I can sell them to the refinery. But the reason why I'm selling them for less than what I can buy them from the wholesalers for is because there's so many that are coming into the shop. 10-ounce bars are very common SKU items for silver stackers. Obviously, it's a great price point to get in. So there's been a lot of them made, millions upon millions upon millions of ounces in 10-ounce bars that have been made over the years. And so a lot of those are being turned in. So the fact that I'm offering them at spot in quantity for month, 2 months, however it's been, that just shows you how much silver is pouring in versus going out. And we sell these 10-ounce bars. They're not our best seller. The Junk 90 and Silver Eagles are our best seller with regards to silver, but we do move them, and we're still offering them at spot because we're still buying way more than we're selling, and we're 500 to 600 ounces over position on them right now. So now that doesn't mean that the next guy through or gal through the door doesn't just buy all 50 or 60 over position bars. That can definitely happen, but it hasn't in a while. So it's just the nature of the beast right now. I can probably source 10-ounce bars. I haven't even priced them in a while, but probably a quarter to 35 cents over per ounce right now. That's probably where I can source them for, and I'm selling them at spot per ounce. I mean, that just tells you everything that's going on in the market right now. So it is what it is, and when it comes to condition, it puts dealers such as myself in a position where we're going to be critical of the material coming in the sense of quality, because, well, the few retail buyers out there, they want to make sure that they're getting the material that they want to get. They want to make sure it's retail friendly. It's not off quality, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you as the stacker or the person or company you bought the material from did anything wrong. It turns. That's what silver does, and unfortunately, a lot of the milkiness comes to shoddy production when they were being made, that they weren't properly handling the dies and prepping the dies before they made the material. We already started getting those Trump assassination rounds in, you know, the one where he's like his fist up in the air and you got the American flag coming in. People are already turning those in, selling them for cash, who bought them from whatever company made them. And the coins, or the rounds, are not coins, the rounds, they're already milky. And those rounds they can't even be 2 months old. And they're already milky, but they mass produced those rounds so quickly that they didn't properly prepare the dies when they did it, and the rounds are already milky and off quality looking. So they're literally going in our off quality bin. And if we get enough to where we get to 500 ounces of that, we'll go burn it. We'll send it right to the refinery and get our money back on it. So that's what's happening with that type of material. So it just is what it is. So I just want you guys and gals to think about that when you're selling your material, because that is the position that dealers are in right now. So it is what it is, folks. We're all in the same boat together. If there is anything that we can help you with, we'll be happy to do so. Please reach out to the shop. And remember, we're in Florida, so that's Eastern time zone. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Remember, we do not take phone orders or internet orders over the weekend. We're just not set up to do so. So if you would like to place a transaction, please call Monday through Friday before 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, you guys and gals have a great day. Thank you.